Suck in your stomach. Hello everyone and welcome back to my candid world. In today's video we're going to be talking about sucking in your stomach because we love a good little video essay. I don't know if I'm yet to the level of video essays, but I have some thoughts on a topic and I'm going to be talking about it. So here we are. So yes, the title of this video is Don't Suck in Your Stomach, and while I will be primarily focusing on that, I will be discussing what it stands for and the issues we are giving a lot of these young children who then eventually grow up and have a lot of body issues. And as general terms, you will see or rather hear me throwing around a lot of like the female figures or the women in the family and so and so and so, just because I'm mostly speaking primarily from my experience and there's no way for me to use a language to involve everyone's individual experience. In fact, I'd encourage you to do your own little video about body expectations and just, you know, give your thoughts on the matter. But let's go straight in. As you all know, I have my trusty little notebook here where I scrambled to write down all my thoughts, and specifically what I want to first start talking about is the effect these kind of comments can start to have, especially on non-cis children. So for me, the first thing I thought of when I was thinking of, you know, oh, suck in your stomach, is the body dysmorphia that can start to grow in non-cis children, and for me specifically non-cis black children as we grow up. Because when we're told, oh, don't suck in your stomach, it's primarily to adhere to a beauty standard for women, for young girls to have a flat stomach. And you can even argue to an extent that that's the same body standard for men, although for men, rather than a flat stomach, it's a muscular stomach. You want to have a six-pack, you want to have a four-pack, you got to be built. So to be hearing in the comments, suck in your stomach, for someone who may not be identifying as a woman, as a child, that starts to build that sort of resentment and distance that you have with your own body that you live in. Because body dysmorphia is so weird, guys. It's like, this is not my body, this is not how my body is supposed to look or feel right now. And oftentimes you can literally feel sick to your stomach over just the conception of your body. And so to be telling everyone, or rather telling all these young girls or young women at the time, suck in your stomach, even though they may be at that time being forcefully identified as a girl or a woman, if they know themselves that that's not what they're aligned with, that title doesn't feel right with them, you telling them to suck in your stomach can cause harm as they continue to grow. And I'll kind of be bouncing around with this topic a little bit, but I want to start to tap into the health risks that come with this, because oftentimes when you try to talk to people about the statements that they're saying to children, it's like, it's not that serious, I'm just trying to make them look good, I'm just trying to help them. Nobody likes a big stomach on a woman, no one likes da-da-da-da-da. Let's talk about the actual health effects that this can happen. There is a condition known as hourglass syndrome, where someone who constantly sucks in their stomach to make it look flatter will have scar tissue develop in that area where they suck in their stomach, and that will create little pockets of little scar tissue around their stomach. And according to Dr. Alexis Stroop, during a full 360 breath, so when you're, not that dramatic, but when you're taking in a full breath, you're supposed to see the stomach expand forward, the ribs outward to the side, and the, you know, your backwards. I mean, where else should it be going? And if this doesn't happen, it can cause pelvic floor leaks, prolapse, diastasis recti, etc., including lower back pain and neck pain, which is possible because it's often hard to determine where stuff like that is coming from, lower back pain and neck pain specifically, because it can be from posture, it can be from etc. But hourglass syndrome and sucking in your stomach can also lead to lower back pain and lower neck pain, along with, of course, the more serious health conditions like prolapse, pelvic floor leaking. Your pelvic floor should not be leaking. I don't know if maybe, you know, you didn't occur to that. None of that gyrating gonna be happening later in your life because your pelvic floor is leaking. But nevertheless, you would need physical therapy to try to reverse this. And I didn't see a source that said that it's completely reversible, because, you know, part of it, I've seen different people saying different things. Some people say it's scar tissue that actually develops. Some people say that the muscles just kind of get used to being contracted like that and then are just not able to uncontract, and that might need physical therapy. So even still, this symptom, or rather the syndrome, is still being explored, and we don't know the other possible health risks that could be coming to this. It's often, like I said earlier, the women in the family who are saying this, you know, mothers, grandmothers, aunts, cousins, sisters, etc. But it's sometimes not even them actively saying comments about, you know, the children's bodies. It's noticing. Children notice so much. So all it takes is a few times of, you know, Jennifer noticing Auntie Clara sucking in her stomach every time she's around Uncle Bob or anyone else in the family, for Jenny to say, oh, you know, maybe that's something I should start doing too, so I can be, you know, as pretty as Auntie Jenny or Aunt Clara. And so little Jenny, little 7-year-old Jenny, is gonna start sucking in her stomach around people, and then initially she won't think much of it, but then she'll start to hear, oh my god, Jenny, you look so good, or look how flat her stomach is, or look how this and da 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 da. And that will start to assimilate the behavior into Jenny's mind that sucking in your stomach equals good, equals endorphins, equals validation, equals good to do, which is bad. It's not good to do. And the beginning of this assimilation of looking good for people to get validation will start to build up later in life, when we see a lot of these young girls, young women, young whatever, on TikTok sexualizing themselves for validation from people, is because they've been taught earlier on that you need to be attractive, you need to look good, you need to be pleasing to look at to get some sort of validation. And so that's why we see that starting to develop later on. People who should not be sexualizing themselves doing so, because they've been taught, whether explicitly or implicitly, that that's the behavior that they need to have to get some sort of attention, some adoration, some form of love, if you will. And to the girlies out there, and not even, I say girlies as a general term and not as a gender term, love yourself. Do not sexualize yourself for validation or attention. You will regret it later, and you will feel a certain way about your body. Don't do it. Love, the only validation you should be seeking is your own. And I don't mean that in a, what's the word, like negative, toxic positivity thing, where it's like you have to love yourself. You're beautiful. You are so beautiful. How dare you call yourself ugly? It is okay not to like a certain aspect of your body, but when that starts to stop you from doing what you want to do or wearing what you want to wear, that's when you need to cut it right there. It's okay to be like, you know, I don't really like how my legs look, but don't be like, so I'm not gonna wear this skirt, so I'm not gonna wear this pants. No, no, do it out of spite. Be like, you know what, I don't really like my legs, but guess who's gonna see them today? Guess who's gonna see them today? Yeah, society, the public. Okay? You will always have, you will never be 100% happy with yourself and your body, because we live in a narcissistic, looking good, attractive society. It's gonna happen, but you're gonna love yourself as much as you possibly can and never seek that love from someone else, because then you become dependent on that, and that's just a whole nother bag of beans of self-love and issues, emotional issues. Go see a psychiatrist. I love you. Please go heal please go heal yourself, baby. Okay, stomachs are normal. They're gonna inflate, they're going to deflate, they're going to get bloated, they're going to be uncomfortable, they're going to show when you sit down, they're going to show when you stand up. Maybe they don't, maybe they will. It does not matter. It is an organ keeping you alive. Your stomach did not come into your body to slay. It came to slay that turkey panini that you were devouring. That's what it came to do. It did not come to look good for the cameras. It came to absolutely demolish that rotisserie chicken you were devouring. That's what it came to do, so don't get it twisted. It did not come here to walk them. It did not come to strut. I'm so sorry. I know you wish that it could, but that's not what it came here to do. So stop worrying about sucking it in and how it looks and how it, man, that's too much work. to be thinking of every waking moment. All this body dysmorphia and diet culture and suck in your stomach rhetoric is passed down by the people in the family. So to all the older women and also the youngins who may be unintentionally passing this on to your cousins and your little siblings, stop it. Stop it. Listen. Be mindful of the harmful behaviors that you might be intentionally or unintentionally passing on to these younger people around you. Okay? Heal yourself, baby. Seek mental help and stop popping out life if you're not ready to be emotionally healed first. Although I know that, you know, that's no longer your decision. The Supreme Court will actually decide for you, but, you know, shout out to SCOTUS for taking away my rights. I love being a child, able to have a child. In reality though, if you are actively and consensually making the choice to have a child, knowing that you are not healed and you have a lot of toxic behaviors and stuff that need to get checked, you're manic. And stop passing on your children. Stop passing on your behaviors to your children. This is not the plague. We are not sharing is not caring. We do not want that. We do not want it. We didn't even ask to be put in this world, much less put in it with fine issues. Why did your issues become my issues? I did not previously have these. Take it back. Boo! Throwing tomatoes. Anyways, the moral of the story is, let that baby be a baby. Let that 9-year-old be 9 without possibly having the conception of altering their body to look good for people. I don't know if people understand just how harmful that is, to be imagining a child doesn't even have basic arithmetic, can't even do 5 times 7, already having the idea that they have to change how they physically appear to look good for someone or something else. Absolutely not. Let that baby think about cutting off Barbie's hair and playing with Doc McStuffin. Let that baby worry about that. All right? Let that baby worry about being Bob the Builder. And let's leave it there. Okay? Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. No guarantee I'll answer, but I will try my best. If you've been here before, then go ahead and subscribe. Join us. You're clearly already enjoying yourself. I mean, I don't blame you. But subscribe and join the family. Thank you for watching.